Welcome to the all-new Chipp Ahoy podcast, only on Smile Radio. If you'd like to support Smile Radio so we can continue to be the beacon for unsigned and independent music, please go to our website www.smileradio.co. You can become a Patreon or simply just make a donation. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at SmileRadio3, Facebook at Smile Radio Yorkshire. Thank you and enjoy the podcast.
Hello. Sorry we were late, but we were just tuning.
Today's Friday, today's Friday, Friday's fish, Thursday's shepherd's pie, Wednesday's a roast beef, Tuesday's soup, Monday's washing day, is everybody happy? You bet your life we are.
Hello, my darling.
Hello, my darlings, and welcome to Chipp Ahoy here on Smile Radio. I do like to start a show with a really good rocking loud song. If you have a suggestion, then please send it in. You know the rules. I play anything as long as it's not Phil Collins, but for the first song I like a rocker. So suggest. Right, today's show. No theme. We've got new tracks from various artists. We've got requests from, as always, across the world. We've got some folk from the Unthanks, if that's the right phrase. Some Big Brother and the Holding Company. Another White Stripes. And all sorts. A good 1968 track from McGough and McGear, who used to be in Scaffold, who you've just heard. Right, so we'll get on the first track proper. It's from the Staves, a family band, new album out. This is Good Woman.
Well, you say what you want and you never go back. My song is a song, even buried in the black. Well, I cover my mouth and I straighten my back. Well, I cover my mouth and I straighten my back. I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. Be kind. I'm a good woman. You were raised in the light. I feel like a fool. 'Cause the game isn't fun if I never know the rules. And you're measuring out, but you're coming off cruel. And you say what you say and you send me away. Now you're on me like I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. Surrender is sweet, forgiveness divine. But who'll build statues of me when I leave you all behind? And I'm carrying weight, but I know it's not mine. With half a heart, it's hard to stop, but I feel as though I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. I'm a good woman. Come on, I'm a good woman.
Good Woman there from the Staves. Their family name is Stavely, and they shortened it for that. Now, people from where I come from, Stavely Road was the senior school for Chiswick, or a senior school for Chiswick and Brentford. So it stuck in my mind. I made sure I listened to the album this last week, and there are some good tracks on it. That's my favourite though. Good Woman, the Staves. Right, the next track, it's Stereo Lab. They released this towards the end of last year. I think it was November, as a single release. As always, it's very good. Household Names.
Before
What a splendid end to a track there. Stereolab, Household Names. Now, we've started off with the White Stripes, then the Staves, then Stereolab, and now we're back to Jake Thackeray from last week. 4 completely different styles, 4 fantastic songs. This was requested by Chris Oakland of this very station. He has another couple of requests. He requested it last week. I couldn't fit it in. This is Miss World. It's a live version, Chris, off of live performance. And again, I do love this.
I make a kind of living by writing a kind of song, a point number. Point numbers are songs which I write quickly and principally for money, and they're songs which are concerned with the weekly headlines, with what's happening in the daily news. As soon as the news is forgotten, the song loses its value. My mortgage begins to look sick. I'd like to sing some of these this evening, get them over and done with quickly before you forget the news, of which I will remind you. The first one is about the annual event, the Miss World competition. Breasts and thighs that hypnotize me, galvanize me so agonizingly, but such a size that, not surprisingly, she can hardly move it all. These are the queens of the earth, deserving our reverence, our homage. Miss Isles of Scilly, Miss Central Chile, Miss Dogger Bank, Miss West Bromwich. And we guarantee the display will dispel all male melancholia. You'll see so much of Miss Ran of Kutch, not to mention Miss Inner Mongolia. Breasts and thighs that hypnotize me, galvanize me so agonizingly, but such a size that, not surprisingly, she can hardly move it all. Miss South Rhodesia is here. You'll see she's a shade or two lighter. She's awful keen to keep her party clean, and you DI washers whiter. And what does Miss USA say? She says that she's everyone's sister, but she don't give a damn for Miss Vietnam, and she reckons Miss Russia's a mister. Breasts and thighs that hypnotize me, galvanize me so agonizingly, but such a size that, not surprisingly, she can hardly move it all. There they all go in a row, exposing their fleshy perfections, their withers and their flanks, their hams and their shanks, open to public inspection. But the judges are discriminating men. This is no job for no nitwit. They must carefully watch every cleavage and crotch for the girl who's the world's biggest titbit. Breasts and thighs that hypnotize me, galvanize me so agonizingly, but such a size that, not surprisingly, she can hardly move it all. Oh, she hardly moves at all.
Miss World there, live from Jake Thackeray. Now, no doubt there are many, many people who could find offence at that. If you listen to the words, he's mocking the Miss World pageant and everything that goes around it, and the expectations. Jake used to write songs, topical songs for television once a week. I think it might be That's Life, but yeah. And that's where I first heard him, and just magnificent writer. And Chris Oakland says what a fantastic lyricist he is. Right, 2 requests now. The first, it's Stevie Wonder, We Can Work It Out. And the second is the Seahorses, Love Is the Law. Now, I've heard We Can Work It Out by Stevie Wonder before on the radio. First time yesterday, I listened to it on headphones, and there are some jarring moments, Dave. Both these songs requested by Dave Thallon out in Thailand. I hope it's not too hot for you, Dave. It's -2 here at the moment. Stevie Wonder, We Can Work It Out.
Try to see things my way. Do I have to keep on talking till I can't go on? While you see it your way, run the risk of knowing that our love may soon be gone. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you're saying. You can get it wrong and still think that it's alright. Hey, think of what I'm saying. We can work it out and get it straight or say goodnight. We can work it out. We can work it out. Life is very short and there's no time for fussing and fighting, my friend. I have always thought that it's a crime. So I will ask you once again. Try to see things my way. Only time will tell if I am right or I am wrong. While you see it your way, there's a chance that we might fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. Got feeling, yeah. Work it out with me, baby. Work it out with me, baby. Right in my way. Only time will tell if I'm right or I am wrong. Why you said your way? There's a chance that we might fall apart before too long. We can work it out. We can work it out. Think of what you're saying. You can get it wrong and still think that it's alright. Think of what I'm saying.
The Seahorses there, Love is the Law. Before that, Stevie Wonder, We Can Work It Out, both for Dave Thallen out in Thailand. I have to be honest, I always think of the Shire Horses, Mark and Lard's band, rather than the Seahorses. Nothing wrong with the track, but yeah, it just brings to mind Mark and Lard. Right, the next track isn't quite for Dave Thallen, it's for me, but he likes Sparks, I like Sparks, Sherlock Holmes. Sparks there off of their 92 album Angst in My Pants, and that was Sherlock Holmes. The next track, it's the Unthanks, a lovely band, beautiful voices from up in the northeast, and this is Magpie off of Mount the Air album.
One's for sorrow, two's for joy, three's for a girl and four's for a boy, five's for silver, six for gold. Sevens for a secret never told. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Oh, the magpie brings us tidings of news both fair and foul. She's more cunning than the raven, more wise than any owl. For she brings us news of the harvest, of the barley, wheat and corn, and she knows when we'll go to our graves and how we shall be born. One's for sorrow, two's for joy, three's for a girl and four's for a boy, five's for silver, six for gold, seven's for a secret never told. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Devil, devil, I defy thee. She brings us joy when from the right, grief when from the left. Of all the news that's in the air, we know to trust her best. For she sees us at our labour, and she mocks us at our work, and she steals the eggs from out of the nest, and she can mop the hawk. One's for sorrow, two's for joy, three's for a girl and four's for a boy, five's for silver, six for gold, seven's for a secret never told. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Devil, devil, I defy thee. Devil, devil, I defy thee. The priest he says we're wicked, but to worship the devil's bird. But we respect the old ways and we disregard his word. For we know they rest uneasy as we slumber in the night, and we'll always leave out a little bit of meat for the bird that's black and white. One's for sorrow, two's for joy, three's for a girl and four's for a boy, five's for silver, six for gold, seven's for a secret never told. about holding places where you thought they'd be, and later as you go again, you will agree that it was all a dream. Sail away, my little boy. Let the wind fill your heart with light and joy. Sail away, my little boy.
Chalk and Cheese there. You had Nico, Ari's song, and before that Magpie from the Unthanks. The Nico track came to mind because of the musical instrument in the background. No doubt it wasn't the same, but very similar to the Nico songs, and later songs particularly had that sound more to the fore. That song from Nico was to her son, Ari. Right, there was a documentary, 2-hour documentary on Janis Joplin on Sky Arts a couple of weeks ago. I finished watching it this week. What a sad life she led. Very sad person when you see the interviews, hear what she said. A very honest girl, but you could see how pained she was. And this is a Piece of My Heart. It's not the usual version, it's another version, take 3 it says, from Janis Joplin, Big Brother and the Holding Company, and it's, Piece of My Heart.
You call that woman, woman.
Piece of My Heart there from Janis Joplin. We haven't had Lou Reed this week. We are now, Walk and Talk It off of his first solo album. Not the best produced album in the world, Lou Reed, but it had some great tracks on it, that being one of them, Walk and Talk It. Now, I go out running most days, and this week, in my head, while I'm running along on my own, or even when I'm running with somebody and it feel a bit isolated, the White Stripes songs kept coming into my head. We started with Seven Nations Army, and we're going to follow that up with The Hardest Button to Button, off of Elephant. White Stripes there, and The Hardest Button to Button. My wife and I saw them out in Vancouver. Very good they were too. We were on a train going across the country towards Vancouver, and a couple of hours out we were given a local paper, and it said that the next night White Stripes were playing. My wife said, "Would you like to go and see them?" "I would, but you won't get in." There were plenty of tickets available. Over here, they were selling out very quickly. Over there, didn't sell out at all. We got tickets, and decent tickets as well, and really enjoyed ourselves. Right, the next two tracks are Marshall Crenshaw, the A and B side of a single from 1982. Hopefully you'll know the first track. You will certainly know the second track, unless you're Mel. This is Someday, Some Way, followed by You're My Favourite Waste of Time.
Someday
That wasn't me doing that. That was them. That was actually on the end of the track. You're My Favourite Waste of Time. It was a track that covered by many people rather than the A-side, Someday, Some Way. Both very good songs. In the UK, Owen Paul had a hit with You're My Favourite Waste of Time. I'm going to play a cover version by Bette Midler. It's off of her No Frills album, and it was called Favourite Waste of Time. That was where I was stumbling a bit. I started to read her title rather than the Marshall Crenshaw title. So yeah, we're going to have Bette Midler now. Same song, different title. I don't think it's as good, to be perfectly honest.
You're mine, baby, you're my favorite waste of time. Mine, baby, you're my favorite waste of time. Here I am, I'm playing Daydreaming through again, my favorite game, and you are the one who's got my head in the clouds above. You're the one that I love, and you're mine. Baby, you're my favorite waste of time. Mine. Baby, you're my favorite waste of time. I don't care if being with you is meaningless and ridiculous. If it's wrong or right, I'm gonna give you my love tonight and tomorrow night. You're mine, baby. You're my favorite waste of time. Mine, baby. You're my favorite waste of time. Baby, you're my favorite waste of time. Mine, baby, you're my favorite waste of time. And one last thing, I'm gonna give you my love tonight, and the bells gonna ring, and you're mine. Baby, you're my favorite waste of time. Mine, baby, you're my favorite waste of time. Mine, baby, you're my favorite waste of time.
Bette Midler, their favourite waste of time. They spell it differently over in America. Right, next two tracks are for Ian from Hayes. We have a joke from Ian, and we have a joke from me to Ian that I think fell on stony ground. Both from Sam Fender. First track is White Privilege, and second track is Dead Boys. Enjoy it.
Start up my motor, eat, drink some burgers and cola, feed my addictions and vices. Oh, how my iPhone entices my echo chamber media, regurgitated trivia, here for the left and the right, catered for privileged whites, signing online petitions, thinking I'm making a difference. Don't wanna hear about Brexit, them old cunts fucked up our exit. My generation was duped, the youth were left out the loop. Lies on both sides of the fence left me completely bereft. My bio reads public figure, Latin full, check out my figure. Don't even know why they're famous, but God, they're so entertaining. I wanna copy what you eat, how you look, who you fuck. Wanna be anybody but me. I wanna be anybody but me. I wanna be anybody but me. Wanna be anybody but me. wanna be anybody but me. Everybody's offended, the joke that just keeps on giving. I'm not entirely sure the nitpicking can count as progression. I'm chewing popcorn, sitting in the back row, watching while the whole damn thing implodes. Nobody talks to each other for fear of different opinion. They call the bigots dumb for buying into fear from the paper. Smug liberal arrogance, working class don't fuck with it. It's all just ammunition for the right-wing press. The patriarchy is real, the proof is here in my song. I sit and mansplain every detail of the things it does wrong. Cause I'm a white male, full of shame. My ancestry is evil and their evil is still not gone. 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 The anniversaries are short-lived, but they come back around at a breakneck speed. My world spins so fast, the centrifugal force keeps me stuck in the middle. You close our eyes, learn our pain. Nobody ever could explain all the dead boys in our hometown. We close our eyes, learn our pain. Nobody ever could explain all the dead boys in our hometown. All the dead boys in our hometown. The altar so with the black dog.
That was Gordon Bennett. My brain slightly frazzled this afternoon. Our boiler broke down, and although it's been fixed, I've started to sweat now because I've got so many clothes on. That was Sam Fender there for Ian from Hayes. Now, yes, he has a joke. The first track was White Privilege, and that was for his dog, Rooney, who grew up under white privilege. Badly told, I know, Ian. I apologise, mate. And I sent him back a message saying, I love the Dead Boys track. Weirdly, because I was actually listening to the Dead Boys, the band, in preparation for next Wednesday's 1970s show. In my head, it was really, really funny. But as I say, I think it fell on stony ground because it was only me that understood it. Right, we're going to get the Dead Boys now. Sonic Reducer. Dead Boys there and Sonic Reducer. Next Wednesday's 1970 show is a look at the music scene in New York in the mid to early 70s. CBGB's, Max's Kansas City and the like, and Dead Boys were one of those bands that featured a lot around there, and more than likely you'll be getting Sonic Reducer again. The next track is a Lou Reed song performed by Joseph Arthur, and it's, I think, how a lot of us feel at the moment, Sword of Damocles.
I see the sword of Damocles
above your head. They're trying a new treatment to get you out of bed. But radiation kills both bad and good, it cannot differentiate. So to kill you, they must kill you. The sword of Damocles hangs above your head. I've seen lots of people die from car crashes or drugs. Last night on 33rd Street I saw a kid get hit by a bus. But this drawn out torture over which part of you lives is very hard to take. To kill you they must kill you. The sword of Damocles hangs above your head. Of morphine and dexedrine, we use it on the street. It kills the pain and keeps you up, your very soul to keep. But this guessing game has its own rules, the good don't always win. And might makes right, the sword of Damocles is hanging above your head. It seems everything's done that must be done from over here, though things don't seem fair. But there are things that we can't know, maybe there's something over there. Some other world that we don't know about. I know you hate that mystic shit. It's just another way of seeing the sword of Damocles above your head.
Joseph Arthur there, Sword of Damocles, off his album Lou, which was a whole album of Lou Reed covers. The original by Lou Reed was off of Magic and Loss. Right, the next track, it's from Eno, although it says here Brian Eno. I no doubt won't be able to play this for much longer. It's the Paw Paw Negro Blowtorch.
My, we're treating each other just like strangers. I can't ignore the significance of these changes, but you can't treat it lightly, and you have to face the consequences. All my worst fears are grounded. You have to make the choice between the Paw Paw Negro Blowtorch and me.
Brian Eno off of Here Come the Warm Jets, and that's the Poor Poor Negro Blowtorching Me. Surely a song that suggests that you can barbecue kittens should be banned. Anyway, on to more cheerful stuff. McGough and McGear, from Scaffold, released an album called McGough and McGear, and this is Mr. Tickle. Nothing to do with the Mr. Men.
Edward Tickle lived in his quiet, 13-year-old, unlucky for some, eyes down for a full house deep in the heart of Lancashire. He was amazingly content. Each morning he would wake up from his cross-legged yogi position, say his prayers, and after carefully combing the carpets and walls of his home, like most 50-year-old retired men do, would go to the cupboard, take out his insurance policy, and hold it behind his back, saying, It's good having the strength of the insurance company behind you, in his likeable northern accent. After this he would have breakfast, then go out onto the garden and do his job like any good 50-year-old retired man would do in his position. Some mornings he even patted the outside of his house and said, "A good house, a good house." All in all, Mr. Tickle was very proud of his home and his self. But this particular morning, Edward Tickle was worried, very worried. It was just before 7 in the morning. He remembered the time particularly because he was asleep. Suddenly his dreams started moving, then his head, then his body, and by the time that he had woken up, he saw that his whole house was shaking violently. Unravelling himself, he hurriedly combed the walls and carpets, held the insurance company behind him, had his breakfast faster than usual, then rushed out into the garden and, happy to see that that was not shaking, did his business like most 50-year-olds would under the circumstances, which is near the greenhouse. Then he flopped down on his grass and started to think. Now why should his good house suddenly start shaking after all these 13 years? Hadn't he combed its interior, kept it warm with central heating, put a television aerial on its red-tiled hat, and even patted it once in a while, saying, "Good house, good house"? There must be something else. "I've got it! You must be hungry. After all these years of personal contentment, I have not once fed you. How stupid of myself!" So Edward set about finding food for his house. "Yeah, but what do houses eat?" he suddenly thought. And after great consideration, he decided it must be bricks. That's it, all right, bricks. Heaven to Betsy, what a fool I have been." So he set off into town, bought a ton of best bricks, carried them back to his little house in the country, and shoveled them through the windows on the ground floor. Slowly the shaking subsided, and Edward could distinctly hear the munching of bricks. And now, in addition to Mr. Tickle's daily chores, he has added the personal imposition of 100 lines of "A brick a day keeps your house at bay," and is twice times content.
McGough and McGear there, off of the self-titled album. Roger McGough and Mike McGear. Mike McGear, Paul McCartney's brother, apparently. And they were 2 of 3 members of Scaffold, who you hear at the start of the show every week. Right, I said that I'd been listening or watching a Janis Joplin documentary. I've also started watching a documentary about the Nightingales. I've only watched the first bit, another 2-hour documentary. This is Use Your Loaf. I won't tell you the title of the album because it's a little sweary, although you've had sweary tracks earlier on in the show. Use Your Loaf, the Nightingales. 2 minutes and 7 seconds of perfection.
Texas Street, up to the key, to middle age, and go back to fake.
The Nightingales there, and Use Your Loaf, about when he worked in a bakery. Right, next two tracks are for Chris Oakland. When this show finishes at 3:30, if you're listening live, there's another show on the station at 4 o'clock. Rich and Chris, 2 hours of chat and music, much more entertaining chat than me. Good show, although I rarely get a chance to listen to it because I have to cook tea after this. But two tracks, as he said, from Australia, Pineapple Head from Crowded House, and then Mystify from In Excess.
Detective is flat, no longer is always flat out. Got the number of getaway car, didn't get very far. It's lucid as hell, this image is moving so fast, like a fever so close to the bone. I don't feel too well. And if you choose to take that path, I will play you like a shark, and I'll clutch at your heart. I can fly it like a spark to inflame you. Sleeping alone from pleasure, the pineapple head, it spins and it spins like a number I hold. Don't remember if she was my friend, it was a long time ago. And if you choose to take that path, I will play you like a shark, and I'll clutch at your heart. I can fly it like a spark to inflame you. Sleeping alone for pleasure, the pineapple head spins and it spins like a number I hold. Don't remember if she was my friend, it was a long time ago. And if you choose to take that path, would you come to make me pay? I will play you like a shark, and I'll clutch at your heart. I can fly it like a spark to inflame you. I will clutch at your heart and come fly it like a spark to inflame you.
All veils and misty, streets are blue. Almond bloods that chill divine. Some silken moment goes on forever, and we're leaving broken hearts behind. Mystify, mystify me. Mystify, mystify me. I need perfection, some twisted selection that tangles me to keep me alive in all that exists.
Fire there from In Excess. Before that, Pineapple Head from Crowded House, both for Chris Oakland. You made 2 requests. I won't be playing them next week, Chris. I've got a busy show with a theme. I'll play them 2 weeks' time. Right, during this show, I've shuffled the playlist. I've added songs, taken songs out. I forgot I've got 2 more requests. No apology for that. This first one, Viking Hair from Dry Cleaning. It's for Mrs. Trellis from North Wales. Cleaning, I think my discovery of last year, personal discovery of last year. Fantastic band. Again, one of those that missed a live gig, was rearranged. That's been cancelled. No news of a new tour or anything. Yeah, that was Viking Hair. And for Mrs. Trellis of North Wales. And Mrs. Trellis said that she got a message to say that because of lockdown, she looks like she's got Viking hair. And I said to her, no way. Paul Simon there, Gone at Last from Still Crazy after all these years. The singing was background singing, Phoebe Snow and the Jessie Dixon Singers. Phoebe Snow was the other female voice, and then background the Jessie Dixon Singers. Tremendous track, tremendous. Now, I was saying I go out running and songs get into my head, White Stripes this week. Weirdly, I was out yesterday and this came to mind. I have no idea why. It's Prince and Cream off of Diamonds and Pearls. I've worked out why that song came to mind. At the end of the video, they're walking off stage, walking off stage, and we were slipping and sliding yesterday, Keith and me, and I think that movement was similar to the end of the Prince video. weird things. Right, John Mayer next. This is one of mine, Paradise Valley, and from the album Paradise Valley, and this is Wildfire.
River strong, you can swim inside it. We could string some lights up the hill beside it. Tonight the moon's so bright, you could drive with your headlights out. 'Cause a little bit of summer's what the whole year's all about. You look fine, fine, fine. Put your feet up next to mine. We can watch that water line get higher and higher. Say, ain't it been some kind of day? You and me been catching on like a wildfire. Don't get up just to get another. You can drink from mine. We can leave each other. We can dance with the dead. You can rest your head on my shoulder if you wanna get older with me. 'Cause a little bit of summer makes a lot of history. And you look fine, fine, fine. Put your feet up next to mine. And we can watch that water line get higher and higher. Say, ain't it been some kind of day? You and me been catching on like a wildfire. I got a rock from the river in my medicine bag. Make my favorite medicine bag. Say, ain't it been some kind of day? You and me been catching on like a wildfire.
John Mayer there and Wildfire off of the album Paradise Valley. I can recommend every one of his albums. Superb, jolly and a bit countrified and a bit Americana, but great. There are superb tracks on each one, but as a whole, very good indeed. Right, you're nearly at the end of Chipp Ahoy here on Smile Radio. We're going to finish off with Ruben Blades, a Panamanian actor stroke singer, usually sings in Spanish. The album Nothing But the Truth he sang in English. We're going to finish, say, with one of his tracks. Next week, it's a whole show on Rolling Stones or covers of Rolling Stones songs. I've got loads already been sent in. If you have any suggestions, please send them in. We'll be playing the show live, so they can come in on Friday morning if you want, but let me know and I'll do my best to play them. As I say, we're going to finish with Reuben Blades, Hopes on Hold. Thanks very much for listening, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da!
Trying to find out what to do with all your love. Should I keep it out or let it in? Can I trust in someone else for a lifetime and hope that the distance disappears? 'Cause every time we place ourselves in other hands, we take a chance by giving up control. Second guessing, feeling starts to fade away, and hope's on hold. It's not easy to believe in someone else. Don't know many people that are true. Still I gotta choose between my loneliness and the fear to trust in someone new. 'Cause every time we place our faith in other hands, we take a chance by giving up control. And second guessing